Hey guys, so everyone's always asking about the filter that I use on the stream, and I never really shared it because it was a filter made by my friend Stupid Fat Hobbit, and sadly it was never quite finished. But since recently I took it upon myself to make my own filter, and that kind of failed because it's a lot of work. I kind of tweaked his filter a little bit, and fixed some of the problems from the past, and also tweaked it so that it's a little bit for me, and the things that I really need to look out for stand out a little bit more than usual. So what's unique about this filter and why I like it so much is that it's a caster racing filter. That's the primary reason why it was made. You can see that there's a lot of other things in the filter also, but the things that I really like is the fact that when you're racing, you don't have a lot of time to think. You're focusing always on min-maxing your clear speed, but very often people forget about small types of things that make a big difference, like coral rings or armor evasion stuff, or just armor-based stuff, which prevents you from getting stunned or getting hit at all, which honestly, in a longer race, greatly increases your clear speed. Won't even mention the fact that, I mean, people tend to die in races. I tend to die in races, so having pretty good gear just helps you out a lot with just surviving, not just min-maxing your clear. So as you can see, it highlights a lot of this stuff that's really useful like leather caps, rawhide gloves, rawhide boots, all these sorts of armor evasion items specifically, because those are the best in my opinion for racing. And yeah, if you get into the mid game, it keeps on highlighting those types of items, but then also it pretty much highlights everything else, like 5 links, 5 sockets, all sorts of different setups for maps. I added some new setups like good maps. I added some voice functions. Yeah, and then kind of fixed up the problems that it had before. But like I said, this is Stupid Fat Hobbit's filter. I hope that he sits down and puts in a little bit more work into it, because I'm no filter expert, and he definitely did an amazing job with this one, and it's been serving me pretty freaking well. It's just that I never shared it before, because yeah, there were some problems with it, but I haven't really seen. I know Carve has his filter, and it's also a pretty amazing filter. He calls it overkill, and apparently for a reason, because there are some insane setups with it. Apparently it has 8,000 lines of text. That's pretty crazy. Now that I know a little bit more about filters, I find that just completely over the top. But yeah, this is the one that I use, and it's been serving me pretty well. You can look through all of this stuff in Filtration. That's what I use. It's the program that I use. That's how I learned kind of to make filters. And yeah, I'll put it in the description below. I'll obviously put this filter in the description below, although probably you're seeing this video because it linked from my stream, so you should already have the filter. But yeah, this is just a short explanation. So if you want to look through all the lines and what everything specifically means, yeah, this is how you can do it. And just keep in mind that if you might want to use, if you're like racing with a melee class, or if you're leveling a melee class, you might use something different because it doesn't highlight everything, and some things it might even hide later on, so just keep that in mind. But for casters, this is the shit. It even highlights like 3 links and 4 links early on, and you can obviously tweak this to your personal preference like I did. I made some items really stand out, maps specifically, and then some things that I always miss, like quartz scepters, or yeah, I'm always on the lookout for them, but you can never really see too many things. And apparently, because I've never, before I changed this, I never used a filter that had not voice commands, but sounds in it for drops. Apparently the sound comes from like even two screens away. So that's pretty amazing. I mean, you drop something off screen if you're playing SRS or Fire Trap, and you can hear it, and you're like, oh, that's, that thing that I might need. Or you hear a different sound, and you're like, oh, that's the thing that I don't necessarily need. So just keep running forward. Pretty amazing stuff. I mean, GGG's done a great job with this one. Stupid Fat Hobbit's done a great job with this one. I love it. So I highly recommend you guys check it out. And I think that's pretty much it. Can't believe I'm finally making this video and I'm finally sharing this filter. I've been promising you guys a racing filter for many months now, and even though I didn't necessarily make one, hopefully some people might still find this useful. So, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great time. Remember, the stuff is in the description below. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye bye!